Hello gamers, the Coop here. Oh yeah, new chair. It's rant time. Let's go. So for those of you who don't know, Armored Core 6 came out this month. It's a very, very exciting game. It's a mech third-person action game. People are praising it all across all categories. Asmongold loves it. Co-Carnage loves it. You love to see it. I love to see Fromsoft releasing a more niche type title in Armored Core, and for people to still love it and enjoy the core experience that it has to give people. Myself, I've played this game for probably over 15 hours a day. Basically, since it came out, I've completed New Game Plus, New Game Plus. I've unlocked all the parts. And now that I'm kind of in this sort of end game stage, I'm turning towards PvP to see what the PvP has to offer. And of course, kind of as per usual in a FromSoft game, there's a lot of things to be disappointed about. So the first thing is that Armored Core PvP does not have any matchmaking of any kind. You can't like enter a queue for 1v1s or 3v3s, which are the game modes, by the way. So you have to go through a list of lobbies to join people. These lobbies aren't updated quickly, so you can very often just join a lobby and it'll be full. When you do join a lobby, you're not sure which team you've been put on until the game starts. If the lobby supports spectators, you're not sure if you're a spectator or a player when the game starts, and once the game actually starts, you are locked in. You actually can't quit the game once you have been put into a spectator slot. You have to Alt F4 in order to get out because you want to go actually, play the game. These are two really frustrating features that I've said this before. If this was done by Bungie or any other game, Activision, Blizzard, any mainstream game company that does multiplayer games, they would be destroyed. Like, there would be thousands and thousands of videos talking about why is this feature so poorly implemented in the game. Even with Overwatch recently, Overwatch 2, they so poorly implemented the PvE part of that game, even though most people play the PvP part of it, they got completely slammed and owned in every department. So why does FromSoft seemingly get this complete free pass for such a poorly implemented PvP system? Now, it's definitely not completely unplayable, but the biggest frustration I have is that the PvP and the PvE experiences are so much fun. Both fighting other players as well as just playing the PvE of the game are both really fun, really complex experiences. In the short time that I've had with the PvP, I found success with lots of different builds. Highly mobile ones, tank ones. When I'm fighting a lot of tanks, I have this really great ultra fast long range mech that just laser beams them and I just outspace them and beat them in 1v1s. The actual core gameplay experiences are so good, and that's why this is extra frustrating for me. FromSoft says something like, oh, it's a PvE oriented game, and then we're just like, yeah, free pass on the PvP stuff, man. It's fine. It's good if it's just like super poorly implemented. And I think what's so frustrating for a lot of us is that we look at the actual PvP gameplay and we say, there's a core here that is so much fun. Why didn't they go 10% further and deliver a product that is actually fully featured and complete? And to be honest, I just really think it's time for us as a community to start holding FromSoft to higher standards and not just like shrugging our shoulders when they implement these PvP systems that are so bad. Another system that they implemented, and this one drives me really crazy. So there's this really great system that they included. It's called build sharing, right? So I don't know if you guys know this. In your AC data menu, you go here, you can click upload, and then you can share your mech with someone. So they can enter this code and they'll have the same mech as you. It'll even like prompt them to buy all the right parts and everything. It's an absolutely fantastic feature. I would have loved to see this in previous titles like Elden Ring. So that build sharing is something that's way more fun, way more possible, and just frankly easier. It's a nice quality of life feature. Well, guess what they did with this nice quality of life feature? It's actually platform bound for some reason. So if you look at this code and you put this in on your PlayStation version, you can't have it. Sorry. Xbox? Nope. PC only. Why? It's a quality of life feature for sharing builds. You don't think that someone on PlayStation might want to run the same build as me? It's particularly frustrating because it is such a small thing. People have made excuses already that maybe there's something really complicated about making the code. Well, I already know that the community is going to make an algorithm to translate share codes for PlayStation and Xbox. I already know that they're going to do that. And what really, really frustrates me is that Fromsoft seems to just be able to ship these completely unacceptable, incomplete features, and everyone just kind of shrugs their shoulders and just deals with it. And then we as the community, those of us who are dedicated to Fromsoft's games, just pick up the slack. We build the translation code. We build mods to fix all the problems. It's getting to a point now where it feels like Fromsoft is just taking advantage of a community that's willing to make up for all of these shortcomings that they put into their games. The reason that I'm talking about all this stuff is that I've been paying attention to stuff like this Overwatch 2 drama. I've been paying attention to the way that people are talking about other games in the space. And then Fromsoft does so many of the same problems, but because they deliver good PvE experiences, as long as it's a feature that's not a part of that part of the game, it's just completely fine. So ultimately for me, what I think, and this frustrates me because there are so many passionate, excited people for Armored Core 6, people who are going to be playing this game for a very long time, no matter what. I think of someone amazing who I've been able to chat with recently called like Cleric Armored Core. Obviously, he's going to keep playing the game despite all of these problems. And it is just doing such a disservice to these hardcore fans that have literally carried this series on their back over the many years, creating mods, doing PvP content for these games over the years. It feels so disrespectful to their time. And frankly, again, I just think that we need to be holding Fromsoft to a much higher standard when it comes to these things. When someone makes a video talking about Blizzard's failure to properly implement the PvE that they said that they were going to, it makes sense. Everyone agrees. Everyone looks at that and says, yep, that makes sense. That's a completely valid criticism. And then when you turn to Armored Core PvP and you criticize these systems that are going to kill the PvP and are going to make it an ultra tiny niche of the game instead of a building, exciting, and vibrant part of the game, everyone just kind of shrugs their shoulders, says, too bad for that. Again, before I go, I find the PvE of this game and the PvP of this game, the core gameplay itself, to be so exciting, and it's so frustrating watching Fromsoft just shoot itself in the foot over and over and over again, just not understanding what actually gives its community longevity and healthiness. And so I feel so bad for the people who love Armored Core and who are going to be no-lifers and are just going to dedicate themselves to this game, because they have been done so dirty by a company that could have easily fixed these problems. Okay, gamers. Thank you guys so much for watching me rant a little bit about Armored Core 6 and its PvP systems. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Consider hitting like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Genuinely, it really does. And I hope you guys like this type of content, because I'm planning to do more kind of this talking to the camera about this stuff type content. There's a Starfield review is coming up soon. I got into the creator program for that, which is really cool. We have Lies of P. We have Lords of the Fallen. Man, we are eating so good for really amazing, immersive third-person action games this year. Definitely, hit that subscribe button and check out the channel, because there's going to be a lot of great content coming up very soon. All right, everybody, thanks so much for listening. See ya.
Hello, Tarnished. Consider clicking that like button and absolutely annihilating that subscribe button, because the coop is based. Ranny out.